continuing on with the issue of post-Gnosticism. Now, I have decided that I should get straight to the core of what this series is about. It is something you should know about, and unfortunately a lot of people do not know about it, and established religions do not. They've probably never even heard of this. It is called the Urantia Book. I first encountered the Urantia Book, you could say 25 years ago, maybe 30 years ago. I, at the time, was a theistic Satanist, and I just took a look at it just to see what it was about. I never read the thing in its entirety. Reason being, it was 2100 pages, and just read like some sort of science fiction story. But for some reason I took an interest in the New Thought era recently, probably only about a week or two ago, which led me to the Urantia Book. And you can get the Urantia Book downloaded, it costs you nothing. But I recognised some of the things in it which I myself had participated in. The Urantia Book, in comparison with everything else today, may explain why we have a lot of what you call subversive undercurrents within our society. And I will go on to explain about the Urantia Book. And I've just made a few notes on my piece of paper, and I will expand on them as necessary. But I'll just go through these first, and I don't think I'm going to be able to have it completely organised. Like I said, there is so much involved here, and how it branches off into the modern world as we know it today. So I'll just go to these points, which I think you should know. Now, the adherents of the Urantia Book, they believe that Jesus Christ, it was actually an entity called Michael of Nebadon, or some would say Nebadon. This is in the same manner as the Jehovahs Witnesses believe that Jesus Christ was actually the Archangel Michael. Now, the important part to note here is that the Urantia books, well, actually, just let me say this. I haven't read the Urantia book in its entirety. No. What I have done is go to Urantia Book forums, and you can just type Urantia Book forums in any search engine, and you'll get them, which are pretty rare on posters. There's not that many regular posters on these sorts of forums, but I'll give you a couple of forums at the end of this clip. Now, is this Michael of Nebadon and the Archangel Michael same entity. The Urantia Book does not explicitly say yes, nor does it explicitly say no. As I said, the Urantia Book is subjective. It is open to interpretation by the individual who reads it. But the thing I noticed in the Urantia Book, or on the forums, is that they believe that what we call Jesus Christ, who we call Jesus Christ, will return. But, and a big but, it is merely going to be this Michael of Nabodon in a different entity. So Urantia Book adherents don't necessarily believe that Jesus Christ will return like we see in the Bible in Revelations. And this is important because that leaves two alternatives. What is called Lord Sananda or Sananda, who is like a counterfeit Jesus. And the other is what is known as the Maitreya. Are these two entities Jesus Christ, as we understand him, know through our religions and that? No. This is something different. So, just make a note of that. Now, Urantia Book adherents believe that children are born without souls. Children, as far as they are concerned, are born with personalities and bodies, and that's about it. And they do not get a soul until the age between 5 and 6, but they have to accept that soul. So when you look at it, children without souls can be viewed in the same manner as pets. As some people say, well, cats and dogs have souls, but they're on a different level to human beings. Urantia Book adherents don't believe children under the age of 5 are on the same level as cats and dogs. And we are seeing where people push, very small at the moment, but they push post-birth abortion. That is killing children under the age of, say, 5 or 6 because they do not have a soul. They're not conscious of themselves. So it's like ripping out a weed and throwing it in the garbage bin. That's how these people view children. The Urantia Book adherents also believe in millions, billions, or even trillions of inhabited planets, inhabited worlds. They also believe that there are 7 super universes. This is where all these billions and trillions of worlds come into it. And we on this planet Earth, we're basically garbage. We're the bottom of the rung. It's like a very nasty version of what the Mormons believe. the Urantia Book adherents also believe in continuous evolution. So you got the physical aspect, and you've got a psychological aspect and a spiritual aspect. What the Urantia Book adherents believe is that this universe, as we understand it, can raise up a level only if everyone on this earth comes to an equality. Now you may be thinking this sounds political, and you know what, I think you're probably right. So I will continue with that further on. They also believe in entities such as the Thought Adjuster and the Mighty Messenger. To me, Thought Adjuster sounds like something from Doctor Who, and Mighty Messenger sounds like a cartoon you see on Saturday morning. But you should take note that these things were talked about before TV shows on science fiction and movies on science fiction, and even before TV itself was made available to the general public. So, now they claim the Thought Adjuster is somewhat equivalent to what we may understand to be the Holy Spirit. So it's an independent spark of divinity that resides within us, which can change the thinking of our souls. Yes, that does sound science fiction, but this is what they believe.